Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between VietnamGosu and Cass. This game taking place here on Tidehunters 1.2. Well, Cass spawning as the teal undead here on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, VietnamGosu spawning as the purple undead on the bottom right. Overlays are a little bit on the wrong side of the map, and well, hopefully I don't get confused too much. So VietnamGosu versus Cass. VietnamGosu on the bottom right. Heroes are going to be Lich first, going up against. Oh well, going. Well, where is that hero? Nope, no hero yet. So it looks like it's going to be a tavern hero. So it is a pit lord versus a lich first. Not your standard games whatsoever. Cass opening things up with a pit lord, and now with cleave should be able to rack in quite a bit of damage with those attacks early on, but needs to take a little bit of time to move on somewhere and go do something. Coming back around, Acolyte gonna do a little bit of scouting and see that a Tomb of Relics is down here. What is this Pit Lord really doing though? He's walking around, not quite sure what to make of it, as the Lich is gonna be doing a quick expansion here at that 3 o'clock spot. So little bit of an unorthodox play. Lich first versus Pit Lord first, but that Pit Lord hasn't been making good use of time just quite yet. Lich now currently sitting at level 2, looking to finish off the remainder of this Murloc creep camp. Does have Dark Ritual early on, and which means that there will be plenty of mana for that Lich to land down Frost Novas and do plenty of creeping. All right, are we looking at an Acolyte making its way off to the north? No, we are not, but there is a 6th Acolyte in a play, so we could be going into an expansion. Back off to the north side here, Pit Lord going after all of these units. Snarecaster going to get taken down. That Pit Lord, well, will be able to rack up quite a bit of damage against all of these units with that cleave splash damage. Lich, however, is going to be able to rack up large amounts of damage with that level 2 Frost Nova, as that Lich is extremely close already. Level 2 Frost or level 2 Lich nearly at level 3, already up to 400 mana, should be able to rack up quite a bit of damage against all of these units here. Snapper gonna take a Frost Nova right there. Perhaps should have trying to take down a giant sea turtle first, and then rack up damage with that Frost Nova. As you can see, these giant sea turtles do fall very, very quickly due to the medium armor there. Lich now looking to back away. Does have a Staff of Teleportation as well, as the Pit Lord sits at level 2, clearing up the remainder of this creep camp and picking up Gloves of Haste. And that is going to be a powerful item used in conjunction with that cleave. Lich now quickly making its way out here onto the battlefield. Perhaps going to try and go after a couple of those Acolytes. There is a Howl of Terror. One Acolyte already down. Damage is racking up against those units as the Pit Lord trying to escape away. There's another Frost Nova. More damage still coming across here as that Pit Lord has nowhere to run to. Down to 75 hit points, 76 hit points, as the Lich just needs to make its way back over here and deliver a Frost Nova the instant it is, the Scroll of Town portal is down. So Cass is in some serious trouble already, losing a level 2 Pit Lord, and more importantly, or just as important, losing the time on a level 2 Pit Lord, as the Lich is going to be able to make some sort of plays during this time here. All right. Yeah, camping at a spawn point. That Lich, an absolute sniper right there. All right, Staff of Teleportation going to go ahead and move on out, teleport back home, selling some of those items, and now picking up another Rod of Necromancy. Ghouls out there onto the battlefield here. Low hit point. Is that the low hit point ghoul? It was a low hit point ghoul, regenerating blight and regenerating hit points while on that blight. Dark Ritual on that Lich again, already back up to 150 mana. Crypt Fiends are out here as well. We could be going into a bit of an engagement as we see one Lich and 3 Crypt Fiends ghouls are going to try to make their way through, as the Acolytes, are going to end up falling here. A little bit of damage. Frost Nova coming back across. Low hit point Crypt Fiend down to 205 hit points. Meanwhile, the Lich needs to use some more Dark Rituals to try and finish things off. Really needed to get to level 4 first, or find a way to get some kills. The Spirit Tower really dealing large amounts of damage against these Acolytes or these ghouls that only have 340 hit points total, and that Spirit Tower 27 to 32 damage, fast attacking, really deterring against those units here. Giant Sea Turtle going to get cleaned up easily. Lich, however, will not be getting up to level 4. Does have a Rod of Necromancy. Skeletal minions perhaps pop back up, and then a Dark Ritual to get more mana. Pit Lord back out here onto the battlefield, using that cleave to clean up this expansion, or this creep camp. Necropolis now finally taking the tier 2 at the 7-minute mark of this game. Expansion underway by Angry Acolyte, by VietnamGosu, hoping to equalize that economic advantage, as the Lich now heads off to the north here, going after these creep camps again. All right, more damage still racking back up. Trying to finish things off here. Death Knight does pick up a Rod of Necromancy, but there's not enough units to really finish off the remainder of this Reef Elemental and Enraged Elemental creep camp. Frost Nova going down here, trying to snipe down or pick off some of these additional units. That Huntsman will get taken down, perhaps slowly building back up this army. Scroll of the Beast, not the item he was looking for, and that Lich is still only using level 1 Dark Ritual, so hasn't really found its groove yet in terms of mana. Needs to get some Obsidian statues out here, as well. Cass is going to start to perhaps be able to get back into this game. VietnamGosu hasn't really been following up with the pressure in all of the right spots, even though he was able to take down Cass's Pit Lord earlier on. Pit Lord also now with double pendants of energy. That is quite a bit of extra mana on that Pit Lord, who will most likely give those pendants of energy to a second hero later on in this game. Lich still wandering across the map here. Death Knight still sitting at level 1. Dust of Appearance just in case Crypt Fiends do try and burrow, as the Pit Lord is double backing around, trying to figure out its proper positioning. Howl of Terror and Cleave, that frontline melee Pit Lord, could benefit from a Death Knight constantly giving it death coils to try and heal that frontline Pit Lord here. Howl of Terror and Cleave able to reduce the amount of damage it takes across the rest of the army, as the Death Knight and Lich ready to engage. Death Knight now trying to chase back after here. Lich going after these units, a little bit of slow, as the Lich does have enough mana again. All right, skeletal minions trying to get into the way, get in front of that Lich again. Lich now down to 72 mana. Death Knight looking to finish things off here, unable to do exactly that. 1 or 2 more shots are necessary, and you can see how much weaker that Death Coil Frost Nova is there, as we see another Dark Ritual head back across. There goes another skeletal minion. Crypt Fiend is saved. Lich now finally sitting at level 2. No Rod of Necromancy charges to try and get some more skeletal minions, however, as we look at the Pit Lord still clearing out creep camps off to the north. Tech to tier 2 is now done, with a Death Knight as that second hero as expected. Pit Lord sitting at level 4, picking up a Robe of Magi as well. That is going to be some extra mana on that Death Knight. 260 extra mana with that extra intelligence, being able to get off more death coils and having better mana regeneration as well. Both sides running up on 2 bases here. Slight hero level advantage for VietnamGosu, as the Death Knight and the Lich perhaps try to go after this relatively easy red creep camp. A 6-4-4-3-3 creep camp, Obsidian statues and Crypt Fiends all here ready to go. That Murloc Marauder gonna quickly be burst down here. Potion of Greater Healing on that Death Knight, in addition to an Ankh of Reincarnation. He's not gonna fall anytime easily or anytime soon. Lich taking some of that precious experience away from the Death Knight. Death Knight now going to be staying at level 2. No chance of really getting to level 3 at all. All right, 10 minutes, 11 minutes into this game. Both sides just doing large amounts of creeping more than anything else. But VietnamGosu is doing a better job at creeping, as he does have that hero level advantage. Coming back around at Death Knight. Will get to level 3, picks up a Potion of Greater Mana as well, and now the Lich is looking to get to level 5 as well. So it looks as though Angry Acolyte will get to level 3 on this Death Knight, and with a level 3 Death Knight and a level 4 Lich getting halfway to level 5, that is going to in fact be a tremendous amount, a big deal. Death Knight here of of Cass is going to be getting to level 2 now with Unholy Aura, as the Pit Lord has +5 attack as well. All right, Death Knight with those dual pendants of energy, you can see 470 mana possible. Hood of Cunning trying to like figure out where exactly all the items should go. All right, Pit Lord also with that Robe of Magi, Death Knight. Well, perhaps could benefit from the Robe of Magi as well, but the Pit Lord wants, I guess, a bit of mana for those Howl of Terrors, as well as we are looking at him slice and dice through so many things. Majority of the creep camps have been cleared out. Last Orange Creep camp, this Goblin Laboratory, just now finished, as we are looking at Boots of Quoth the Lost, and now the Lich gonna go ahead and try and, well, defend the expansion here. Cass going to quickly teleport away. Death Coil is going to finish off a Crypt Fiend. No, it is not. He escapes away at 30 hit points. Unholy Aura coupled with mana or blight regeneration, and now ritual dagger regeneration. That Crypt Fiend going to be able to get back up to, I believe, around 300 hit points pretty easily. That Crypt Fiend perhaps should be staying on a blight if at all possible. Death Knight staying at level 2, wants to get to level 3 though, as that 400 hit point heal does make a dramatic difference. All right, who has item spots? That is the question. Picking up that last slippers of agility, leaving behind a ritual dagger, as we can see some skeletal minions being left behind here. Cass perhaps realizing that, you know what, there's not many creep camps left on the map anywhere, and that may become a big problem. Meanwhile, VietnamGosu going into a Dark Ranger as that third and final hero, perhaps a silence on the Death Knight to prevent any easy death coils and saves across those units. Meanwhile, Army off to the north going to try and put in some pressure, and here we go. Destroyers. There's a Frost Nova. One Acolyte quickly getting taken down. Acolytes are all now retreating back. There's another Dark Ritual. Lich still continuing to focus back here as the Undead Army of Cass now coming in to defend. Death Knight now looking to retreat back. There's a Howl of Terror. There's going to be Devour Magic. Devour Magic coming in across from VietnamGosu is just going to feed more X mana into those destroyers, which could be a bit of a problem. More damage coming back the other way. You're going to see a little bit of splash damage. However, Anti-Magic Shell absorbing some of that damage too. More sides fighting. Really, the destroyer should be going after the Obsidian statue. That's an easy target to try and take down, as we see Silence going down onto the Pit Lord. Pit Lord with so much cleave damage, able to slice and dice his way through, hasn't used that last skill as of yet. Both sides still fighting their way. 5 level 3, level 1 compared to 4, 3, 1 right there. Both sides have level 3 Death Knights, as the Death Knight of VietnamGosu looking to retreat back out. Is the Lich going to be able to make it? Yes, it does. Survives at 60 hit points. All right. Obsidian statues still alive here. Ghouls looking to do a little bit of a run inside of the main base. Death Coil onto the Lich. He's already healed back up to 500 hit points nicely. Obsidian statues about to get trained up. 52 supply compared to 66. Cass with a big advantage now with the supply advantage. 14 supply advantage over his opponent. And, well, about even in terms of hero level. Goblin Shredder working hard now as we're looking into this end game scenario. All right, little bit of heal. The Death Knight down to 330 mana. Does have a potion of greater mana here. Coming back onto Cass. Cass's Death Knight up to 500 mana right now. Perhaps should give that potion of, or give those pendants to the Lich, so that the Lich has extra mana, and then give him back after all of the recovery of mana. It ends up working out a bit better in the long run if you're trying to maintain high mana or maximum capacity mana on that Death Knight. Ghouls heading back and forth there. No one is taking up a third base as of yet. Pit Lord does have that Helm of Valor, strength and agility. So that Pit Lord with 1,400 hit points at level 5 has level 3 Cleave and level 2 Howl of Terror, greatly reducing the amount of damage he is going to be taking. However, well, we can see that VietnamGosu does have one destroyer. If he gets another destroyer in the air, well, anytime Howl of Terror is used, you better believe that a destroyer is going to devour magic and regenerate hit points and be able to dish out more damage as well. Units getting ready to engage here. A little bit of damage. Anti-magic shell on that Lich. There's a Frost Nova going down onto the Death Knight, trying to, well, trap some of these units who are in a massive retreat back. All right, Death Knight still holding that back position here, looking to retreat back. Pit Lord leading the charge, just head on into that position. 73 supply compared to 62. And, well, Cass should have the advantage here, trying to put in pressure. We do see triple obsidian statues in the back. And, well, anti-magic shell, perhaps the Banshees could even go for mastery training to try and possess some abominations. Coming back around the other side, Abomination. Well, one Abomination out here onto the battlefield. Anti-magic shell, Pit Lord with plus claws of attack, plus 9, plus 24 damage on this Pit Lord with level 3 cleave and also gloves of haste. He is a fast attacking, hard hitting, splash damage tank in that frontline position. Well, the Lich doesn't even have frost armor yet. Add in frost armor and the heals from the death coil from the Death Knight, and that Pit Lord is just going to be absolutely difficult to take out. No sides really trying to, engage just quite yet. Both sides pulling back. What is going to be going down in this position? All right. In a higher ladder play, you will often find situations like this where players aren't quite sure of how to use their time. Players are just sitting inside their base trying to build up the right composition of units and trying to figure out a way to not accidentally stumble and give the win to their opponent. As some oftentimes mid-level ladder players, they'll try to rush. They'll think that, hey, I need to constantly be doing something. And although that's true, if by slowing down you actually start making better choices and better plays, perhaps that's what you should be doing instead. All right, Lich getting ready to engage here. There's a Frost Nova across that Lich, taking a little bit of damage, slowing things down. Lich, while trying to finish things off, there's a Death Coil to save that Lich there, back up to a decent amount of hit points. Anti-magic shell, there's a Death Coil saving that Lich. Both sides engaging here. Pit Lord looking to dive on into this position. Pit Lord with plus 50 or with 52 strength already, looking to perhaps dive here, get in some cleaves across all of these Crypt Fiends who are in fact fairly upgraded. 3-2 going up against 3-3. Cast with fully upgraded army on those destroyers and those Crypt Fiends as the units look to retreat back again. All right. Death Knight sitting at level 3. Level 3 Frost Nova, level 2 Death Coil, and, well, Dark Ranger for Silence. Blight getting, well, placed down here. Gonna go ahead and summon up a Ziggurat in addition to haunting that gold mine, as Cass is looking to hold on to that economic advantage. 20 minutes into this game, still no one with a clear advantage here, and I'm gonna speed things up just a little bit. If they're just gonna be doing this little bit of a dance back and forth, not engage, then, well, no real reason to stick around in this fight so much. All right, units trying to find their position. It is going to be scouted. That Acolyte is taken down there. Army's about to engage, perhaps 21 minutes into this game. Both sides still trying to fight, and here we are into a fight. Anti-magic shell on both sides. Green versus green. Banshees are coming into position here as the Pit Lord going to go ahead and use that Howl of Terror. No destroyers. That's going to be some major damage reduction as, well, there's the destroyers now devouring that magic and having plenty of mana. Dark Ranger seeing that level 2. Both sides fighting their way through, and it's an army of green versus an army of green on both sides. Difficult to tell who has who, as this Pit Lord at 1400 hit points gets surrounded and taken down. The focus fire quite too much, as the Death Knight was unable to get off enough Death Coils to keep it alive. The Crypt Fiend's able to burst through 85 supply compared to 72 now, as the Pit Lord falls at level 5. Death Knight could be in trouble. He's down to dead as well. And suddenly Cass is in trouble. That level 5 Lich representing a lot more damage than originally anticipated able to burst through and eat through perhaps a much more of that anti-magic shell than originally thought. Level 5 Pit Lord falls, level 3 nearly level 4 Death Knight falls as the expansion is up and operational but not yet fully saturated and may not be able to pay for itself. Banshees now making their way back over. Well, VietnamGosu coming back across here, going to try and finish off this expansion. Pit Lord has been resurrected at the tavern. We are now transitioning into Frostworms. Costs now Cos also sitting in high upkeep, so he is paying very, very much high on taxes as the main gold mines have been mined out. There they are. They go completely unsummoned now. As we're going on to this next, thank you for the sub. As this necropolis will get taken down too. 76 supply army compared to 69. And well, VietnamGosu taking a bit of an experienced lead now with a level 4 Death Knight, a Ritual Dagger being left behind, completely passed up here, not noticed by anyone as we're going to be going into an engagement. Frostworm's going to try and engage here, going after and perhaps slowing down some of these units. Both sides fighting their way through. 86 supply compared to 72. Who's going to come out on top? Cass now trying to retreat back away. Does have a decent number of healing items. Scroll of Healing, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There goes a Death Coil there. There goes a Scroll of Healing trying to save as the Potion of Invulnerability may need to be used. That Death Knight is in trouble. Potion of Invulnerability used in time. Pit Lord of Chaos trying to retreat away, down to 109 hit points, still trying to retreat away. Death Knight may be able to get that final shot on as the Pit Lord gives level 5 to that Death Knight. Death Knight back off to the north here. Lich sitting at level 5. Death Coil could be inbound. Yes, Dark Ranger falls at level 2, but a level 3 Death Coil comes in for the heal and the save. 72 supply compared to 40. Is this going to be enough? VietnamGosu trying to hold on with his heroes as we see a Scroll of Town Portal trying to retreat back, trying to finish off this last Frostworm there. Frostworm able to hold on. Angry, the VietnamGosu able to take down the Pit Lord again, but Koss at this point in stage in the game has such a large army, it may not matter. A Haunted Goldmine quickly going to get cleaned up here. This was the one way for VietnamGosu to be able to get back into this game. Death Knight going to be staying at level 4. Lich is going to be staying at level 3, and perhaps more damage will get racked up. Level 4 on that Lich now. As the units are going to get ready to engage, you can see that there was a shade keeping track of the army as level 5 Death Knight and level 5 Lich will look to try and protect and shoo away all of those units. Level 5 going up against a level 4 Death Coil, Frost Nova. That Crypt Fiend looks like it's going to get taken down. Death Coil in time for the save. Fighting on Blight. There goes another Frost Nova there as we're going to be looking at a little bit of damage racking up. All right, Lich trying to take down this Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend gets another Death Coil, and now there goes one Crypt Fiend getting burst down so quickly. Our anti-magic shell on that Frostworm. Frostworm trying to go after the Shredder. The Shredder could easily get taken down as it has magic or, heavy armor, meaning it takes extra damage from magic. There goes a Frost Nova. Level 5 Death Knight falls as Gosu is in trouble, losing that level 5 Death Knight. All right, two level 4 heroes going up against a level 5, battling it back and forth. Lich wanting to, perhaps blast back, but that is not going to work. 70 supply army for Kaz, really in dominant control of the pacing of this game. But there is still mining going on for Gosu at the southern position. Shade still keeping track of things here. This Haunted Goldmine needs to be, haunted again, unsummoning all of the remaining buildings here. And by unsummoning those buildings, they're able to rebuild up their army. However, Kaz is going to end up being in upside down on supply, 79 over 70, unable to train up any additional units. But if he actually lost down to 50 units, things would already, or 40 units, things would be going sideways for him already. Sacrificial Pit returned right there. Haunted Goldmine unsummoned. And it looks like Kaz is going to be able to take this game with Pit Lord first, even though 1,400 hit point Pit Lord in the frontline position was hoping to stay alive with those heals. However, was unable to do so as the Howl of Terror debuff was constantly being devoured by those destroyers, causing even more damage to be done. All right, are we going to be looking at more cleave damage across multiple units, trying to finish off unit after unit? We can see some Frost Novas going down, some Dust of Appearance going down as well. Damage racking up against those units as a level 3 Dark Ranger looks to retreat back. At cast with a very low hit point, Death Knight takes down 2, and the Pit Lord gets to level 6. That has to be the game right there. That Pit Lord with Unholy Frenzy, very fast attack speed, able to rack up the damage and get the win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.